And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the professional stream. I am your host, Weebo Jones, and with me today is the lovely SDA. Say hi, SDA.
Hi, SDA.
And SDA and I are both dead on the inside. We will soon be joined, hopefully, by our lovely executive producer, Chaos Eve. But in the meantime, you just get our pretty faces, not a third additional one. I hope you're not too disappointed.
I am ill.
Yes, and I am dead tired on the inside from regional training this weekend.
So,
but we're gonna power through it.
We are.
I am.
That's what we do on this show.
I'm still in regional training manager mode, so it is what it is. We're gonna
the show must go on, no matter how many times you throw up in one day. So
don't worry about it. Other news. If you would like to support us, you can do that by subscribing to both of our channels, clicking that like button, and, if you're feeling generous, there is a link to the Streamlabs down in the description down below, as well as a little dollar sign.
I will put our combined Streamlabs in the chat. Yeah. That's the one we use for TGOS, or for the professionals. We're going to get a professional Streamlabs soon, but that is the Streamlabs we've been using for the professionals. So I know holy red, right? The camera picks it up this way. It's not what it looks like in real life, but I like the way that the camera's picking it up.
It looks cool. You should film a video in that. You should do it. Do it. Anyway, so we have a lovely amalgamation. Amalgamation. Sorry, I got yelled at for I got yelled at for saying that wrong, and I've been saying it wrong apparently for a while, but I got yelled at for saying that wrong in my comments section, so I'm trying to do better. Okay? I do read the comments. I do take your constructive criticism to heart. All right? But we have a lovely show lined up for you today. I have some news stories, articles, things to complain and whine about, because that's exactly what it is that I am good at on any level. Right, SDA? I'm good at complaining.
Sorry. You know what just happened to me?
What just happened?
I was listening to everything you said, and then everything you said just left my brain.
Oh my.
It was bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, SDA has been sick all day, so give her some moral support in the chat if you would.
She has brain damage, basically.
Just a little bit. It's fine. We're not going to worry too much about it. But thank you, Kaz, for the $2 over in the super chats. I'd buy that for $1. What are we buying for $1? I'd buy that for $1. I'm curious. Anyway,
I'm a little concerned.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We have stories. What would you like to talk about first? Weaponized milkshakes. Weaponized utensils. Oh, I put the milkshake story up twice. SAT scores or newborn babies.
Well, let's just get the newborn babies over with.
No, SDA. That's not what we gotta do. We don't get newborn babies over with. That's the antithesis of what we want to have happen.
Look, it's a really sad story, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell on it.
Okay, so a newborn baby buried alive in a field by his teenage mother is saved after a hero dog finds the infant leg poking out of the soil in Thailand. Ping pong. We're just gonna read the highlights because that's what the UK Daily Mail does. Just read the highlights.
Yeah, they write the article at the top in bold and then they write it again.
Yeah, they do that. Exactly. So we don't actually have to read the whole article. But the ping pong saved a 5.2-pound baby from a farmer field in Korat, northern Thailand. His owner, Asa Nisaika, 41, went to look when his dog sniffed out a tiny infant. He dug the baby from the ground when he saw his leg poking from the earth. Luckily, the child is healthy, and his 15-year-old mother has been arrested. So, I'm going to stop sharing for now. I'm okay with the outcome of that story. I mean, it sucks that the mom felt that she had to be in a position where she had to abandon her child buried alive. That certainly sucks. And that's going to be a traumatic experience once the child finds out about that in the future. But, at least he's okay. He's an okie dokie child.
The stream was delayed?
Is it?
No, it wasn't. We weren't late.
No, well, we were a minute late. Thank you to Tiberius Kirk over in the Streamlabs for $10. Don't forget, if you want to make your money, their money, get your butts on the stream and support the show. I had to do the family-friendly censoring of that because
if you would like to make your money, our money, there is a stream to the Link Labs down on the Discord below, or if you're new, as link to the Streamlabs down in the description below.
And Lenny Stanfield for the $2 over in the super chats. Have a Coke and a smile. Also, good hat, Weebo. Actually, yes, I really love this hat. This is a hat that my grandmother got for me on one of her trips around the world. I think my cousin has a similar one, but it's in black, and it's got, you can see it's got elephants, and it's nice and beaded all over, and it's actually a really cool hat. I don't know why I didn't wear it beforehand. I had it at the dorm, but I just never wore it. I don't know. But anyway, continuing on. So newborn baby story is a happy story. I'm glad that the mother was held responsible for her abandonment of her child, because that's bad. You know, this is why we have what is it, safe haven laws, ladies and gentlemen. So those are basically when it is that you have a child that you don't want, and you also don't want to abort it, or you can't abort it, and so you just take it to a safe haven where you give up all parental rights to it, and there's no questions asked, there's no repercussions for it. You just, here, have my child. I don't want it. So that's one thing that our society has that I'm not sure. Does Thailand have that?
I'm not sure.
Does anyone in the chat know? Because if, I mean, Thank you to Lion Patriot for donating $10 over the Streamlabs. SDA, buy some Ovaltine. It has good minerals for brain health. Oh my god, Ovaltine is delicious. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Hi, Scribe. All right.
I can't tell if you know what? I don't know if I'm offended or not.
Why? Why?
That I need help with my brain.
Why would you? Oh, yeah. Well, we all need brain help sometimes.
Hi, Scribe.
So, Milkshake's UK police spoon seizure or SAT scores next?
We'll do spoon seizure.
Spoon
Caesars.
Spoon Caesars?
Spoon Caesars.
All right, I'll present that to everybody. The UK police seized spoons, serving forks, spatulas, meat skewers, and weapons sweep. Yes, I read that correctly. Spoon, just one spoon, because we know how dangerous spoons are. You know, I once had a steak that I could cut with a spoon, so obviously spoons are the bane of everyone's existence.
You can look, anything and everything is a weapon. Okay.
So the police in the United Kingdom want the public to know that they're working to combat violence on city streets where ordinary kitchen utensils transform into deadly weapons, some more deadly than others. Obviously, they mean spoons. Yesterday, we conducted a weapons sweep, dealt with a person injured from a van reversing on them, reported a burglary, and collected all these from Scope Charity Shop, who diligently didn't want to get into the wrong hands and disposed of correctly and safely. Okay, so look at what they are so very proud of. Look at all those kitchen utensils and a spoon. Oh, I tried to zoom in. It didn't work. That's a spoon, everyone. And the rest, this is, okay, so this is an actual sword. This is a fencing sword. A lot of the, is that a spatula?
I was just about to say, I was like, is that a spatula?
It is. And then we have all these kitchen knives. Two-pronged meat thingies.
It's a meat skewer, I think.
The meat skewer. Another meat skewer, some more meat skewers, a knife. Is that a knife sharpener or is that an actual knife? I can't tell.
I think it's it looks like a sharpener to me.
But look at all these intimidating weapons.
I think is that a machete? No, that's not a machete.
Do you think they left the spoon in there as a joke?
I don't know.
I want to think that they did. The cache of weapons, quote unquote, consisted of several large butcher knives and other big blades, from a fencing sword and machete to serrated bread knives.
Machete.
Yeah, it was a machete. To serrated bread knives and meat skewers. But followers online noticed there was also some peculiar items amongst the potential tools of death.
Hold on real quick. SDA, if you're feeling sick, try eating a full English breakfast. It'll settle you down nicely. I was vomiting.
Oh, actually, there is a good way to go
I
about
think
doing
I'm
that.
gonna be okay.
It's similar to the English breakfast. It's the brat diet, so it's very bland foods. It's is it bananas? I don't think it's bananas.
I've been drinking ginger ale.
But it's like bananas, I think, maybe rice, apples, and toast. Or wait, maybe it's beans. But the brat diet is supposed to help you when you're feeling nauseous or you can't keep things down. Because it's the bland food that you want to eat rather than like the spicy hot tamales. I count a letter opener, sharpening steel, several bread knives, a few serving forks, and a spatula among this cache of dangerous weapons. Arthur Borman wrote, I literally cannot tell if this is a parody account or not. He can literally not tell. Police didn't want this cache of weapons to fall into the wrong hands. Oh no, we just know that there is a sous chef out there who is just weeping because he can't commit the ultimate act of vengeance against another sous chef without his utensils of death. Okay, that was met with a resounding agreement.
No, I was agreeing. Sorry, I'm just like, this is the weirdest thing.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm doing my best.
I'm reminded. Okay, so there is for those of you who haven't probably seen it, I'm very much reminded of that horror movie trailer where the bad guy is a guy with a spoon or something. I don't know. Balik showed it to me. Horror spoon movie. I'll put it in the chat if I can find it.
And you know what's funny though? It's like we're laughing at this, but next thing you know, like the next headline out of the UK is going to be like wife beaten to death with a spatula.
It's like there's an actual horror movie of a guy who is a spoon killer, and it's a trailer for an entire horror. It is hilarious. SDA, I need to send it
Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes, and it's just going to be like confiscate everything.
The horribly slow murderer with the extremely inefficient weapon by Richard Gale. 34 million views 9 years ago, and the entire premise is just it's a 10-minute long video.
And who showed you this?
Balik.
Okay.
Because of course it was Balik. But so I'll put it in the chat. But basically the entire premise is just a guy is being stalked like one of the creatures from like the demon, the ST demon from It Follows. He's being stalked by a guy for his entire life, throughout his entire life, by a guy who just beats him to death with a spoon.
All right. As much fun as this is, we got to keep going.
Okay.
On to the next story.
Milkshakes or SAT scores?
SATs.
Okay.
Actually, milkshakes, because we're going to spend way more time in the SATs. I can feel it in the force.
Are you sure? Because the milkshake story, well, actually, I'll probably bring it up at Stupid Comment Time again.
Yeah.
Because it has to do with Stupid Comment Time as well. Thank you, Kaz, for the $5. Killer tomatoes! Yes.
Go for it.
It's too soon. I'm still for Balik. Balik actually leaves in the next few days to go to his study abroad trip, so I'll give you guys updates on how he's doing. Hopefully he doesn't die overseas. Milkshakes have replaced eggs as the UK's protest weapon of choice. Milkshakes have become a popular political tool in street protests in the UK. Tommy Robinson, a far-right activist and independent candidate for North West England in the European parliamentary elections, was hit by a strawberry milkshake 2 times in 2 days as he campaigned in early May. That was followed by 3 similar incidents in 3 days against Carl Benjamin, a YouTuber and the prospective UK Independent Party UKIP candidate for Southwest England. Okay. After he made comments about raping a female politician and refusing to apologize.
That is such a weird... No, he said he wasn't going to rape her.
SDA, you're missing the point.
He said he wasn't going to.
Sargon was assaulted by milkshakes. This is an international incident. We need to address it.
Why would they put it like that? I'm sorry.
Because they're being disingenuous.
They are. Even if you hate Sargon with everything in you, he said, I wouldn't even rape you.
Yes. And then he, quote, backtracked that, as they would say, by posting a satirical video where he said, well, maybe if there wasn't enough alcohol in here, something like that. He said something akin to that, but it was as a joke.
It was a joke. It doesn't.
Joke.
All right. You know what? All right. I'm done. Continue. I'm wrangling myself. Moving on.
Okay. The weaponized drink became. I'm sorry, but if you couldn't tell, there's a theme here tonight. The weaponized drink became such an imminent threat this week that the Edinburgh police reportedly asked McDonald's, where milkshake dunkers had bought their drinks in previous incidences, not to sell any milkshakes ahead of a rally for Nigel Farage, the former leader of UKIP and a prominent right-wing figure in the UK. Now, okay,
I want a milkshake.
I know that we're making light of this.
You know who has the best milkshakes?
Me. Because my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Okay. Somebody need to make the joke.
Eve, we are family friendly. Oh my goodness.
What? I make really mean milkshakes. You mix it in with a little bit of vanilla, or if you like chocolate, I can do chocolate too. All right, that's and everybody shows up at my house to get milkshakes. Okay. What did you think I meant, Weebo? Huh?
No, I wouldn't know.
All right.
Okay. Okay then.
I was gonna shut up. I was gonna say Chick-fil-A has really delicious milkshakes.
No, you know who has really, really delicious milkshakes? If you've ever been to a Portillo's. Wait, you're both from the South. You wouldn't know what that is.
Nope.
Weebo, we have to sample
each other's
milkshakes.
Just sample your milkshake. I mean, what?
Sorry. Yes, we're
family friendly. Gosh,
I will bring you Portillo's milkshakes. They go deliciously with their fries. I'm not even kidding. Have you ever taken a milkshake and a French fry, and just dunk it in a milkshake?
It's a thing at Wendy's, Frosties and fries.
Yep.
Okay. I've never done it through Wendy's. I've only ever.
Oh my God, you do have taste SDA. I was worried.
So anyway,
moving on. We gotta. Have we covered this?
Kind of. We're gonna cover it in stupid comment time too.
Okay. Well, because then there was the Burger King thing where Burger King was like, "We're selling milkshakes."
Well, actually, I could just pull up that tweet because I linked to it directly. Here. Dear people of Scotland, we're selling milkshakes all weekend. Have fun. Love BK. #, just saying. I mean.
And then they said we'd never endorse violence or wasting our delicious milkshakes.
So enjoy the weekend. And
then someone said I wouldn't even eat you. And that amuses me.
Oof.
Right below it. That's really funny.
I follow Obvious Troll specifically for his lulz. Anyway, so SAT scores, because we do need to talk about that. So SATs will now contain secret adversity scores. Students will be rated on deprivation and crime in effort to... And crime? In order to...
Yeah, deprivation and crime, yeah.
Okay, in effort to level playing field for poor and minority teens, but nobody will be told the numbers. Well, then...
Here's the thing that's funny to me about this.
What does that even
mean? SAT, the College Board, is trying to solve a problem that College Board is causing.
Yeah, they created this issue by making it harder for fucking Asians to get into school because they're smarter. And so okay, we're going to make them have to score higher.
It's not even that. They create the problem by even existing. If we didn't have the SATs at all, this wouldn't be a problem, and you don't need them. Because your SAT scores are not even a good indication of how you're going to perform in school. The better indicator of how you're going to perform in school is literally just your GPA. Your GPA is a better indicator anyway. You don't need the SAT. This is stupid. College Board is stupid. College Board can go fuck itself.
You mean your grade point average will show how well you'll do over time?
Your grade point average
almost like a snapshot of a day isn't the better indicator of how smart you are. Who would have fucking thought? And here's the other thing about this adversity. Sorry, I have a lot to say on this.
We're friendly. We're family friendly.
We're family friendly now.
Who would have freaking thought? I'm sorry. I have to stay. Okay. The other thing too is when you're doing the adversity score, because it's things like income, where you live, because they're assuming what resources do you have access to, but they're not doing things like how many siblings do you have and all that kind of stuff, because depending on your income level, even if you're at $120,000 a year, if you have 4 siblings versus if you're at $60,000 a year and it's only you, then how much money goes towards each kid is going to be different. So are we factoring in that? No, we're not, because you can't just do it like this. And then also, if you wanted to keep going, it would be like, okay, well, today, has your boyfriend broken up with you recently? When was your last period? When did you last cry? How's your favorite show doing? Like, what? How deep does it go as to what's going to actually affect your score? Because a lot of things are going to affect how you're going to take a test that day.
And the problem is that those things are different for every individual person, because what affects one person badly may not affect the other person at all.
And some people are bad test takers.
Here's the other thing too. Standardized tests don't actually test you, based on necessarily your knowledge of the skill set. They test you based on your ability to take a test.
Yep, which is all we train for in the United States is taking good tests.
It's not all we train for, but it's a lot of what we train for, especially at like the English, the math, and the science classes, especially the general science classes and all of that jazz. I don't know about you guys, but when I was trying to get into college, I took a lot of ACT, SAT type preparatory things, and they didn't actually teach us skill sets that were aligned with, actual skills that would be transferable to the subjects themselves.
No, because
they teach you how to take the test. So
because like test questions are freaking weird. The way that they ask the questions are weird. What they're asking you is weird. What they're asking you to do is weird. The whole thing is just, it's dumb. And College Board is not creating a problem because of the way that they skew the grades based on race. It's creating a problem by existing because we don't need it.
See, I never had to take the SAT. I took the ACT, and I got a 28 out of 36, which is actually really good.
I took the SAT, and I forget what I got. But I think I got a good score.
The only reason I got such a good score was because I made every freaking effort to. I was like,
I did not put any effort into it. I just kind of went and
I remember that day.
Oh, I remember it vividly. It was the worst day of my life.
No, God, testing
it takes for freaking ever.
Well, okay, I remember SAT, ACT test day, but I also remember the AP test days too, and those were annoying because I had to drive to a completely separate location. I couldn't just take it from the confines of my own school building.
Oh, I had to go to a different school to take my SAT.
Oh, well, I guess they do it differently down there. So just to recap what it is that's going on, every student taking the SAT will now be given an adversity score to help equalize the college admission system for low-income teens. The College Board, which administers the test, established the new system. The new system will use 15 different factors to determine a student's adversity score based on things such as crime, poverty rates, and home values. See, okay, so
what are those home values they're using as a standard?
That's a good question, and this effort to equalize people because of, well, we want to have equal numbers. Okay, everyone's always talking to me about the difference between equality and equity, and I can never get it straight in my head, but the concept is
equality is when everything is even outcome, whereas equity is you all have the same chance.
Yes, no, it's the other way around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the other way around.
Someone in the chat will probably inform me.
It's the other way around.
But I know that this is antithetical to one of those and not so much to the other.
Yeah, this would be trying to enforce equity.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So look at these fancy colorful graphs that tell us information. Average SAT scores for each race. All test takers, 10,068. Or 1,068. 1,068. Woo! Go WEEBO. You're having a good day, I can tell. Asians, 1,223. Whites, 1,123. Hispanics, 990. Blacks, 946. And apparently, this is the average SAT scores based on household income, more than 200,000.
It's funny. I actually watched a video today about how that could actually be incorrect, because you could when you're taking into account certain statistics like that and trying to average them, depending on how you average them makes them look worse or better.
Well, yeah, okay, hang on. Are you talking about like averages necessary, like an actual like we add up all of the average or the scores and then we divide them by the number of the scores, or are we talking like most often, or are we talking medium?
Well, they pointed out things like, you know, for example, if you've got a smaller population of a particular area and you're trying to tell how well this like say you're trying to compare two states averages of scores.
Yes.
You know, and you have in one particular state, one race doesn't do as well, but it's also because they have a much smaller population to begin with in that state.
Yeah.
So without taking certain factors into account, like SDA was saying earlier with the other averaging thing, it without taking enough factors into account, you're not getting an accurate number to begin with.
Right, because what they would really have to do to really tell you is literally take all of the frickin' test scores and just average it out, and that's what you'd have to do.
Yeah, okay, so what you're talking about is measures of central tendency, and what in statistics that means is based off of, you know, they don't always take all of the scores, add them up together, and then divide them by the number of scores, which would be the mean. They also sometimes base the central tendency off of the median or the central tendency off of the mode because of the way that the statistics amalgamate themselves into a whole number, or just in general what it would look like. This because locating the center of your data can look wonky depending on how you do it. Because of reasons. There's like this I went through statistics last year and I can't remember GD thing about it.
If I wasn't so exhausted I could, but anyway, keep going because we got 3 minutes.
Okay. The quality of high school students that attend will also be factored into the final quality. What does that mean? There are a number of amazing students who will have scored less on the SAT, but have accomplished more. What does that mean? Like, oh, this person is always a brick, but they volunteer 12 hours a week at the local homeless shelter, so we're gonna bump them up 12 points.
I have a question. Yes. So does that mean like that if somebody gets a perfect score on the SAT, but they don't have like any kind of volunteer work or something,
because they busted their ass studying for the SAT,
then they can go fuck themselves?
SAT.
Sorry. That's not family friendly of me.
But
that's so stupid.
They need to be diverse, SDA.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Sanguine, for the $5 over on the Streamlabs. The SAT is becoming a meaningless test because they keep washing it out to make it so more people succeed. A test that everyone succeeds at isn't a test or a challenge. It's the GED again. It used to be impressive. Now it's a meaningless joke.
Hey. And I have a GED, you punk ass bitch.
He said used to be. Now it's a meaningless joke.
And then she said we can't whittle down people's background and experience into a number and assume that will give us a good idea of who they are and if they will succeed in college. It's almost like the SAT is meaningless and college and the SAT itself is the problem.
More often than not, I find that the people who score highest on the SATs go to college and do a lot of silly things. And by silly things, I mean illicit party type things that are unbecoming of a coming up college student person.
SAT is so stupid. And it's not that I think that tests are stupid or that I think being smart is stupid. Obviously, I don't. I'm one of the people who actually defends higher education, even when everybody's like, it's a social justice minefield. I think
depends.
I think it depends on what you're doing, and I think you should get the kind of education that is right for you.
Do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want, and get the kind of, whether it's trade school, whatever. But we need to do it effectively, and the College Board is just a money hungry piece of garbage. That's putting in these new rules because
it makes it more money.
Well, okay, yeah, here's the thing, right? the whole concept of the the standardized testing is that if you get a good score, you'll get into a good college. And so parents and students find that it is of the utmost importance to get a good score, so that that entices them to take all the prep classes, buy all the prep books, take all of the prep tests, and then take the tests again and again and again, so you can super score, so that you have the best possible chance of getting into a university, and then doing it again, then doing it again. Yep. And then doing this makes it just even completely more useless.
It's a money racket, which oddly enough is the reason it exists is because of capitalism. So
yeah, it's absolutely a scam Fresno for.
Anyway, we're to advice time.
We're to advice time. By the way, guys, there's a link to the Discord down in the description down below, where you can find our Discord, the Professionals Discord, and you can verify yourself. And upon verification, then you can ask us for advice on things and stuff that you have that are problems in your life.
I'm gonna step out of advice time. You can ask them for advice. You can't ask me anything. Don't ask me questions.
That's fair. You know what's actually interesting?
Now chat's gonna ask me all the questions.
Of course. Sidebar. Because we haven't had an advice question yet. There are some colleges that are thinking about doing away with standardized testing.
A lot of them don't require you to have the scores anymore.
Yeah, I know that they're thinking about doing it at my school right now, which kind of makes me a little bit salty because I worked my butt off for my ACT score. All right.
I'll say it's funny. You took the SAT. SDA took the SAT. I'm sorry. You took the
I took the ACT. She took the
SAT. I didn't take either of them. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of colleges require either the SAT or the ACT.
Yeah.
But not both.
They can take either. Yeah. Okay. That's what you said. I just reworded it because I was confused.
Yeah. You can do either or.
It's been a long day. Can you tell?
The choice is yours. But yeah, a lot of them are just moving away from taking it. It just kind of depends on the college that you go to. And see, this is the thing about college is that it doesn't have to be like the super traumatic, you're in $200,000 of debt at the end of the day experience.
Oh God, no. It doesn't have to be that at all.
It does not have to be like that at all. It just depends on what you decide to do.
Yep.
Just
thank you.
Research. Sorry.
Thank you to Sanguine for the $5 over in the Streamlabs. The GED used to be harder than actually attending and passing high school. Now it is barely even checking for a pulse. Go back to making it damn near impossible to study for, where it tests for problem solving rather than BS it does now.
I don't think it needs to be damn near impossible. I think it should just be equal to getting
something that is a
high school diploma. Like I don't know how you fix the education system, and I'm too tired to think about it. It's one of those things that I care. I just don't have it in me to care right now. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Look, you need to stop being sick.
Yeah,
I know.
Stop doing that.
Because that's how that works. You can just stop being sick all on your own.
You're right.
Now, the GED is when you graduate high school, right? Or is it when you flunk out of high school then go back to high school?
I don't like to phrase it that way either because I didn't technically flunk out. I was homeschooled and fucking state of Tennessee did not recognize the group that I went through, so I had to get a GED.
Oh, that's stupid. Sorry, I didn't mean to say flunk out of high school. That's just where I've...
No, generally that's what it is you flunked out of high school and you're 18 or older and you don't want to have to go back to high school, so here, take a test.
Gotcha.
Which is what Sanguine's saying is that it's become that. That's what it is that it's what, it's a, yeah, you fucked up here, take this and go work.
Flying Falcon, thank you for the $2 over on the super chats. Colleges BS, get a trade. Now, that is another option that you can take, although I actually wouldn't trade my college experience for anything. I quite enjoy my college experience. I don't find it to be that inundated with social justice-y stuff, but that's because I'm in STEM fields rather than the social sciences.
History is pretty good too. It's not.
History
depends on the kind of history that you're taking, but
it's actually kind of funny because, like, I took the Eurociv class. There were 5 girls in that class, and then like 25 guys, and then in the classics department, it's mostly females, which is weird. Because classics is about like Roman history, Greek history, civilization, archaeology, all that jazz. And it's just females.
Yeah.
At my school, at least.
History is really fun, though. And I wouldn't trade this for anything. It's all about what you want to do with your life. And you should do what's right for you.
Mm-hmm. If I could
you shouldn't do what things that other people want you to do with your life. There's so many truth bombs being dropped on me tonight.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I know, but go ask us advice questions. See, we're full of good advice. We have 43 years.
Oh, something.
Plus life. Hey, life experience. So,
are you wearing a Coca-Cola t-shirt?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say, you said no.
That's funny because I'm wearing a Jack Daniel's shirt.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt that has nothing on it, which you'll see in a minute when I finish my makeup and turn my camera off.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, okay, if I could go back and do college again, because we don't have an advice question, so I'm just gonna wing it. Let's go. Let's take the ball. Run with it, Weebo. But if I could do college again, I'd probably start my CS major earlier than second semester freshman year. I'd start at first semester. Actually, no, I'd started all the way back in high school when I had the option to take AP Computer Science, and I was shut down on that. But in addition to that, I'd probably also maybe double in biochem and computer science. Just because I think that I hate myself a little bit on the inside. But in addition to that, I think it would be interesting. Or I might go the history route. Who knows?
If I had it to go over, I don't know what I would necessarily do differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, I don't know. I don't know if I would have landed myself in writing had I started over, but I think I would have just gone ahead and done history with a minor in math if I could do it over again.
Yeah. Thank you again to Sanguine for the $5 over in the Streamlabs. He says, it used to be that it was the I am skipping high school because SOD that test. Now it is the I couldn't pass even the remedial classes, so I signed my name on this paper, and the poor sods whose schooling isn't recognizable. You ever watch those videos of teachers doing Common Core mathematics and then compare that to just regular people doing mathematics?
I don't know anything about Common Core.
No, neither do I. It was after my time. This was. I was in that weird stage of schooling where I was there before they took away cursive, but after they installed Common Core. So it's post Weebo.
See, we had to write in cursive.
Yeah. I was one of the last groups of people to go through that curriculum.
We had to write in cursive the whole time.
I'm actually really good at cursive. I do that electively now. How can anything be after Weebo's time? I'm not that young.
Look, a lot of things changed as we came through school. Like the grades below us, at least. Like my cousin, who's 3 years younger than me, had an iPad in school at 10, and I was like, we use World Book Encyclopedia, like the physical World Book Encyclopedia, for stupid research papers in 6th grade. Like, what is this? We had to do a lot of things old school still because they still hadn't swapped everything over. So we're like in that weird sort of transitional thing where whenever you guys are like, I remember back in my day.
Yeah.
Your day is our day. All right, I promise.
We
still have to use physical magazines.
They tested the iPad curriculum on us when I was a junior, and that didn't go well.
We didn't get any. See, it was the grade below us. Got it. But I think you are the grade below us.
I am the grade below you.
Yep. It was the grade below us. We were out.
So I would ask this, since you guys are actually like 10 years behind me, do they still make you guys learn cursive handwriting and stuff?
Well,
we literally just talked about that.
Yeah, no, I learned cursive actually before I learned print. And actually when I was learning print handwriting, I got my lowercase d's and b's mixed up all the time. And so I actually didn't really learn how to write in print until I was about 10 because one time my teacher yelled at me because she was in a bad mood for writing derb instead of bird. And so then I was scared of print.
You were scared of derbs?
Yeah, I was really scared of print handwriting because I was like, I just don't want to. I'm really nervous about it.
Yeah, they took away cursive the year after they taught it to us. Okay, so we have some advice questions.
Just so you know, chat, SDA is scared of derbs.
Yeah, I mean, we were writing in cursive at like 4.
Yeah. It was pretty early actually. So Check Your Logic asks, how to get advice from Chaos Eve?
Say please.
Say please. All right, that's the only. Yeah, that works. Mustafa Da Axman. What's a good way to get? What's a good way of over? I think he's trying to say get over creative slumps, or get out of a creative slump. And to be quite honest, right, the best way to do that is to just kind of hunker down. Maybe grab it depends on the kind of creative slump that you're in. If it's like a writing slump, I would maybe use like one of those Tumblr prompts. I know Tumblr is useless, but this is a useful thing. Or like an outline type thing. Yeah, like just the first sentence of like a prompt that'll inspire you to write like a short story or whatever. Because typically when it is that the creative juices get flowing, they just don't stop until it is that you do hit that wall. So once you get it kickstarted, just in any small way, it's easy to kind of transfer that transition over. Another good way is probably to listen to really, fulfilling music or whatever, depending on what it is. Like I said, it depends on the creative slump that you're in. If it's a music slump, usually what I do is I listen to some really cool sounding music songs. So that's like medieval bard music, freaking League of Legends soundtrack. I don't know. Whatever it is that kind of gets you into that zone of, oh my God, I could make a movie better than Avatar at some point, then do that. Does that help?
I find that me getting out of a creative, at least with writing, is actually a little bit different. So I find that the more I try to force it, the worse off I am. So when it comes to actually writing books, I make sure that my timeline is spaced out enough that whatever I do after I've outlined and everything, no matter what kind of mood I'm in, when I'm actually writing the manuscript, I have enough days where if I really can't write, that's okay. But so if I'm just like actually just typing out the manuscript, I will just force myself to do it because like it's just got to get done and we can go back over it and fix it later.
Yes.
But when it comes to just like the creative part of it, if you really can't think of anything, it's usually, at least for me, better to like take a break and stop forcing myself. So that's how I do it. But also if it's like shit's got to get done, it's just got to get done, fix it later.
Well, when I say force yourself, I don't mean like force yourself to write exactly what it is that you want to write. I mean,
I'm saying like I said, I'm coming at it from a completely different perspective.
Okay.
Because I'm coming at it from like we got deadlines to meet, bitch.
That's fair. Sorry if I interrupted you.
I'm gonna say I would ask, what was it, if you're in a creative slump, if you're a creator of some kind, what was it that inspired you to start creating to begin with? And
someone else, actually.
Yeah, seek that out and revisit where you started.
Yeah.
Why you started creating to begin with. Because a lot of times you'll find that the reason you've hit a brick wall is because you've kind of lost your way of why you started creating things. And revisiting the roots of where you started allows you to kind of right yourself and see where you got off track. It really depends on, like you said, why or what kind of art form you're creating, but I find in that sense it works for me when I'm creating things. So
yeah, so like when it's a video type of creation thing, I'll probably go back and I'll listen to Monkey do a podcast, and usually then I'll just steal my ideas from Monkey. Or he'll inspire me, there we go, to talk about a topic. Or actually, it's a lot of the Monkey in the Morning streams that I'm like, that's a good, excellent point. Or I disagree wholeheartedly. Or I have a different opinion. I'll either make a comment about it or I'll be like, sometimes it turns into a half-done script, and then I'm just like, we're scrapping this. But it's like a good idea anyway. I watch a lot of overly sarcastic productions, and if you don't know who they are, you should probably totally go watch them on YouTube, because they do history stuff, they do writing stuff, and then there's also this series that one of the contributors to the channel has called Trope Talks, which literally just goes into writing tropes, or for any like medium, like that's TV, that's writing itself, that's comics, whatever. It goes into the tropes that are most commonly found in story construction, and it just kind of breaks them down into little bite-sized chunks. And I usually find that for whatever reason, breaking down a story into very digestible, bite-sized, like
an outline
ways, yes, kind of like an outline, helps me with my own creative process. Which, by the way, I have to send you my fan fiction.
So then Luke Skywalker asked, I have too many books to read. How do I pick which one I should read first? Polly, you're not supposed to talk in the couch. You're supposed to just type questions in the couch.
Gosh darn diddly. Polly, the instructions are clear.
Jim.
Sorry.
We'll teach him. We'll whoop his ass afterwards.
Okay.
Damn it, Polly.
Usually I judge books based on their covers, and that's how I decide what to read first. Also, if it says this is the first book in a series, definitely read that one first.
Mm-hmm. I would.
Start at the first book and then go on to the second book. It's also something you could do alphabetically if you really wanted to.
If you have too many books to read, the ones you should read first are SDA's books.
That too.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure.
Someone has been talking into the couch from the wrong end. There's a wrong end of the couch?
There's a wrong end of the couch.
Can't you sit on a couch in any way that, like, okay, have you ever
Polly,
sat on a couch?
you have 2 minutes to get your act together.
Have you ever sat on a couch upside down? And
yes, it's fun.
It is so much fun. There's no wrong way to sit on a couch. There's like the over the arm thing. Like, okay, you sit on the arm and then you fall onto the couch from the arm, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's the most comfortable thing for whatever reason. It's also the one that I get yelled at the most for doing.
Polly asked, what should I do if the professional server has strange draconian rules? You should visit the house business section where all the freaking rules are, Polly.
There are rules in the Discord
and they're all laid out right there. A list of all the channels, and also there are helpful little things above where all the channels are, where you can see what all the channels are for.
There are so many things. I have worked tirelessly.
You know what? And the same thing is true in my servers and in the Lords of the Night server that I put together. Like, we are fantastic Discord creators, and the fact that you would disparage us is ridiculous.
How rude! How rude!
I also figured somebody like you would appreciate our draconian rules, and now I'm offended.
Polly, I thought we had an understanding. This is completely out of left field. I don't appreciate this.
I know. It is ridiculous.
Ugh. The first rule is there are no rules. Uncle Jesus says in chat, hang on. Can I sidebar?
Yes.
So yesterday, or a couple of days ago, was my brother's birthday. My cousins brought over their dog because they were coming over for dinner. And our dog, Daphne, you've met Ginger too. They like to wrestle. They like to go at each other. Not like to a point where one of them is in serious imminent danger, but to the point where it's entertaining for us. And they get exhausted or whatever. Does that count as dog fighting? And are we bad pet owners for letting it happen? I don't know.
Letting dogs wrestle? No. As long as the dogs aren't injuring each other, they're fine.
All right, before we move on to stupid comment time, these are the last two. So Polydub asked, what should I do if WEEBO'S hat is worsening my already extant Virgo?
Well, then use this
stream. Vertigo. Gosh,
Vertigo.
Darn it.
Use the stream as a podcast instead of a stream. Like, watch it as a podcast, or listen to it as a podcast. There we go. Instead of a stream.
Wait, what? You mean you don't want him to look at us? No. I'm working on my wake up too hard for him not to look at us.
That's fair. You want me to just present, not me, Polly? Will that satiate you and your demands and your unreasonable questions?
Yeah, you just insulted our rules, and now you're You insulted our hard work on this server.
And this hat was from my grandmother, who is still alive, by the way.
Yeah, look at, like, really? Polly.
How do I one last question?
RJ asked, how do I contain my frustration with stupid people, especially when they are my employees?
Give them less hours.
I'm sorry.
Give them less hours so they don't annoy you as much because you don't have to work with them as much. Although that might seem a little bit mean because it's bad.
I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if you can do that. I've never been in a managerial position. Don't put me in a managerial position. I turned into a ruthless dictator, as evidenced by the fact that I am a draconian Discord overlord who doesn't tolerate BS, as you all know. So, stupid comment time.
Stupid comment time.
Stupid comment time. I will pull up my stupid comments. Now, chat, we need to have a discussion, all right? You've disappointed me this week. Because, as you know, my comment section is usually rife with an amalgamation. Did I say it right? No, I didn't. Amalgamation.
Amalgamation.
It has a lot of stupid comments in it more often than not. This time, I was disappointed. How dare you? How dare you?
Hey, people commenting on WEEBO'S videos, get dumber. Make stupider comments. God damn.
And you know, if I wasn't sick today, I would have stupid comments, but that's just for
it's fine. I came up with some other stuff for us to talk about. All right? You'll notice that I think I'm Real's comment.
Yeah, I know.
I'm cool with hi.
I am too, but I have things to say about this.
Yeah, same. So Johnny Sandtrap, you want to read that SDA or you too sick?
Hey, all right, yeah.
I'm wondering, are you okay to read?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Also, get rid of Red. She's gonna be an aggro problem and other not so good low self-esteem defensive problems you are not going to want to deal with when trying to build a channel.
Apparently you have self-esteem defensive problems. SDA, do you have self-esteem defensive
problem?
I'm wondering.
Well,
apparently I need to drop you.
This is also the guy who said some crazy shit about to me when I was on with you the first time, WEEBO.
Yeah.
Some shit like hey, so what was your friend's name before the snip? And I was like, wow.
Yeah, well, not everyone can be as delightful as the people that are in our live chat at this very moment. Hi, Ray Cancer, how are you?
Of all people.
It was the first one I saw, so I'm like, well, let's go with it. Okay, so Ray P. Oh! Sorry. I think I get that name now.
Oh.
Sorry.
What if it's not, though?
I don't know.
What if we're just bad people?
Bad. Upon closer.
Wait, what's an aggro problem?
Aggro is short for.
But that's aggression.
Is it? Yeah, aggressive, violent behavior. Apparently, you're aggressive and violent.
And what about an other not so good, low self-esteem defensive problem?
You're gonna be an aggressive problem.
What are other low self-esteem?
I don't get that vibe off of you. You're not the one that went on a whole freaking, diabolical rant about the Lion King and how it wasn't actually a live action film. Sorry, I'm a little bit.
Well, I want like a list. Can you ask him for a list?
Yeah, next time.
I'm just interested.
Johnny, I know you watch my streams. Can we get a list of things that are wrong with STA? A detailed list, please.
Can we get a detailed write-up, please?
I
would like a detailed write-up of my termination letter, please and thank you.
5 pages, no less. MLA format, single space.
MLA format.
I will accept nothing less.
Parenthetical citations. MLA doesn't allow for footnotes or endnotes, so don't use those.
Yeah, don't use that. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this a little bit more because this is apparently common for ants. Sorry.
All right, you have the same issue as PewDiePie. You don't know enough background to understand the situation. I almost said Tati responded to a lot of different things in that video. Should she have spent 30 minutes on something that she quite succinctly wrapped up in 5 or so minutes? She broached the most recent thing first, which would have been this final straw for her. It's been said quite a lot by now. Tati and others have been trying to help him behind the scenes, trying to get him to stop the BS. It didn't work. She gave up and made it public to shock him into listening. You know what's funny?
This comment aged well, didn't it? I don't even know what to freaking believe about the situation.
Well, yeah, no, that's what's really crazy is that a couple days ago I watched a video that was like, so I have a few receipts. And then today, I haven't watched the video yet, but James Charles came out with receipts and everybody's like, oh,
apparently Jeffree Star has his own receipts, and then I'm just like, dude, because you've seen the video of Jeffree Star and his grabbiness with straight certain.
Well, yeah, but that, you know,
look, this whole situation has gone in so many different directions that I didn't know it was.
Here's the thing, though. I'm just gonna go. I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
All right. You want to move on to how I think I'm real?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I read this?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that Milkshake being thrown at someone qualifies as violence. And then that word.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes on to say, I'd be like, thanks for the free milkshake, dude. Then the little shruggy shoulder guy. I have several things to say about this. And I kind of said a little bit of what I wanted to on Twitter. With regards to throwing liquid substances on people, it's a dangerous precedent to set to be okay with that, even after the fact.
Okay.
Reason being is because before it is that a person pours a substance on you, you don't know if that substance is going to be dangerous to you. So I would react accordingly and have your bodyguards, if you have bodyguards, react accordingly as such. And also protect yourself from being what is essentially assaulted with a liquid unknown substance, because it could be acid in that cup that that's being thrown on you at some point. But you know, even if it isn't, even if it is just a milkshake,
you're still assaulting someone.
Well, you still are assaulting somebody, but what if that person is allergic to whatever it is that is in that milkshake? What if it's a peanut butter milkshake and you pour that milkshake on somebody thinking that it's just going to humiliate them, and that person happens to be deathly allergic to peanuts? You've just escalated the situation far more than you intended to, but you did it anyway because you just thought that it was okay, that you weren't going to get in trouble for it, because you thought, hey, it's not a big deal. It's not it's just a milkshake. What harm could come? A lot. Okay. So don't do that.
Well, not only that, it's that because you just said, bodyguards and security teams absolutely should react accordingly, because it is a liquid an unknown at that point liquid substance being thrown on someone. I don't care if it's coming out of a cup for a milkshake. They do not know what it is. So they are going to react accordingly, which can escalate a situation and can turn something into an all-out brawl. These are intense political situations.
They are.
So there you go. It is.
Treat them like they're not an act intended to escalate the situation is also very ignorant of you. Real, I would expect better from somebody who prides themselves as being an intellectual.
Hey, doesn't he not want to be in politics anymore? So
no, he doesn't, which is hilarious.
So why should we listen to him at all?
Good question. The other thing is too, okay, and I'm coming at this from the other side of the fence in a sense. If someone poured a milkshake on me, I'm torn between what my reactions would be. All right,
I'd be freaking pissed. Do you know how hard it is to get milkshake out of your hair?
It's probably very hard, unless you shower and wash your hair more than once a week.
Do you know how hard it is to bring all the boys to the yard when the milkshake is in your hair?
Yeah, that's fair.
No, it's not that. Well, of course you'd have to shower, but still. Ugh.
Well, okay, so this is kind of gonna put a light note on it, but my hang up is in between the reactions that I can see playing out what I would do. So the first option that I have is to react extremely violently, punch the silly pants in the face hole with my fist ball, and then maybe kick them in a certain area that shall not be named. The other reaction that I have is to just give them a big old hug.
No.
Aww.
I think it's only right.
Which could go
milkshake, and I will gift them
wrong in so many ways.
Anyway, so on a side note, I took this and I put it in stupid comment time, not because it's a stupid comment, but because I wanted to discuss the fact that this is Kit Harington. I think, right? Is that Kit Harington? I can't tell because he's got short hair and no facial hair. Also, this is the cast of Game of Thrones when they were young. Jon Snow.
Oh my God, it is.
Yes.
When was this?
This was pre-season 1 of Game of Thrones. Many moons ago. I just thought it was surreal. Considering the series finale is tonight, I thought we'd take a stroll down memory lane.
Nothing for you here makes a good point. Spit is a fluid substance, so is piss. But when you think about it, those fluids those bodily fluids like that could also contain infectious diseases like AIDS and stuff. We used to have people here at the church I used to go to that were very much upset with my church's anti-abortion stance, and had actually stood outside of our church, somebody who had AIDS, trying to spit on people coming into the church. And that was an adventure. He was intentionally trying to give people AIDS by spitting on them.
Yeah, apparently that is Kit Harington. Oh my God.
Isn't that so?
That is so weird.
He looks like people I went to high school with.
Yeah,
he's stuck on this.
He looks like a normal human being, and that's freaking me out.
Okay. Down. So, the last thing that I wanted to bring up, and this is probably going to be a contentious issue in the comments, because it always is, but I perused through my Facebook because I was sparse on content for this segment of our show, and I wanted to fill it with something interesting and lively.
Oh boy.
So when embryos are frozen in fertility clinics and aren't used, they are discarded. Republicans don't care about that because it's not about the embryos, it's about controlling women. And then also there was this lovely little thing, Republicans on rape, and then all of these lovely quotes. And the issue that I take with this is twofold. One, this is definitely not the issue that people have with abortion, obviously. The other issue is the blanket statement of people, Republicans, or people who vote for the Republican ticket, because the older and older I get, the less inclined I am to believe that anyone outside of staunch Republican people, and this goes for Democrats as well, on their side, but anyone outside of that, those establishment groups, so the normies of the population, aren't actually like full-on people who identify necessarily as Republican or Democrat in that sense. They just vote that direction because they have the most alignment in that direction, or what have you, or because they are maybe because they're single issue voters. But to imply that this is what is intended by a group of people who do a specific action that lines up with a specific definition, it's kind of disingenuous. And it's not just Republicans that do this. It's not just Democrats or lefties in a sense that do this. It's also righties. Not all Democrats want to murder babies, obviously, or get rid of cows. That's very specific Democrat that wants to do that. Or, necessarily raise taxes or ban cats. What I'm trying to get at here, people, all right? And I think I've made the point with the graphics, but what I'm trying to get at here is that individuals based off of specific issues. Yes, there is some averages that are more central tendencies than not, but the thing to remember is that even if they're not moderates in the sense that, people associate me as, there are people that do have left and right leaning views, even if they lean more left and lean more right. And it's not just a black and white issue. And I think people forget that a lot of the time. And a lot of tribalism comes out of it. And a lot of animosity comes out of that as a result. And I disagree with that fundamentally, because I think that we're better than that. And I think that just associating people based off of groups, based off of averages is kind of, it's good for statistics. It's not good for one-on-one conversations, and it's not good for when it is that you want to actually get along with a person on an individual basis. Makes me salty. I'll say that. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Oh, gorgeous tonight.
Yes. I mean, thank you.
I agree.
I mean, yeah,
I'm sorry.
I fundamentally agree with you.
Yeah, I don't have anything interesting to add, mostly because yes.
Like, it doesn't sound like it should be a very controversial thing. But the moment I say, hey, man, maybe don't associate all of this group of people with this specific group of behavior, it's like, you're on their side, or something of that nature. And I know I don't want to say I'm strawmanning, because I don't have a readily available example of it, except for what I just showed you.
Well, and which is a readily available example, so you're not strawmanning. People do.
But what I'm trying to, it's not like exactly the type of thing that I'm describing, though. The thing that I showed isn't exactly the thing that I was describing. But the point I'm trying to make is that there is a lot of animosity, and people do get riled up. And it's kind of like when people are on a specific sport team versus another sport team, and they have these rivalries, and they are just like incessantly. It's like that, but with politics. And with politics, people get a little bit more antsy about it, I've noticed. To the point where, like, we have political violence. We have people throwing milkshakes. We have... This stream just went full triple hot. What does that even mean, Polly?
I don't know. I think...
So I turned my camera on, so there's 3.
I think that was not family friendly.
Oh.
Well, you're 2 beautiful ladies, and then you have me being over here all dark and broody, so...
You look adorable, Eve.
You do look great.
Thank you.
Oh, I lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? Something about... Oh, yes, politically violent milkshake throwing, and we have people getting punched in the streets. We have people who are getting hit over the heads with bike locks, and just because people associate other people with things that they don't like based off of their voting habits, and they assume that they know things about these other people based off of those voting habits that, in all honesty, they don't, because they don't know these people at all.
And as fun as it is, we're gonna get into chat time. So right. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, things you want to say, things you want to add, go ahead and toss them in chat. You can ask anything now. You don't just have to ask advice questions. And we'll answer just about anything that's family friendly. So go for it.
Is the hood too much, do you think?
What?
The hood, is it too much?
No, you look fine.
No, you look fine.
You look adorable. Doesn't she look adorable, chat? Chat, come on. Back me up on this. I'm supposed
to look adorable. I'm supposed to look scary.
Shh, you look adorable. I tell my boyfriend the same exact thing when he tells me that he's a child of the darkness, or whatever the heck that means.
Oh, okay.
I think he's joking, but I don't know. Not all of the time. Thoughts on YouTube's copyright claim system? It's terrible. That came out wrong.
It's I don't want to talk about that. That's a complicated. Don't ask me. Can you not do serious questions? I'm sick, and I don't have it in me.
Oh, what does Weebo think about Robert Patterson as the new Batman? Okay, so I heard about this. I didn't actually know that it was going to be a legitimate thing. Like, this is serious. Like, for realsies. Like, it's no more to be Batfleck. Like, okay. The only thing that I've ever seen Robert in is the Twilight movies, and if that's any indication of his acting props, then that's going to be very silly. But I know that he actually has...
And he's bad.
He's not bad?
Mm-mm.
Okay, see, I'll probably have to watch some of his other acting movies, because I know that in that movie he didn't really have a lot of options other than act really gay all the time and sparkly, and also like you're constipated all the time. Yep, that'll do it. Good boy. But I guess I'd have to watch him in other movies in order to gauge exactly how good he would be in the role of Batman. But I will say this, I'm glad they're younging the man down, because I'm sick and tired of this old fart walking around, jumping on rooftops, getting all gravelly in his vocal cords and going, I am the dark, I am the night, I am your worst fear. Stab, stab, stab. Where is she? Martha! I'm sick of that shit. I don't like it. Do me dirty like that. No. All
right.
The animated Batman movies. All right.
Kara asked what's on my shirt. That's the Coca-Cola thing. That's what's on there.
Stand by the fact that Adam West was the best Batman. Right after George Clooney. I can't say that with a straight face.
I'm so like resentful of you right now, because genuinely I know you're gonna go watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I need to go right.
Yeah.
And all I want to do is watch the 100.
I did it, guys. I got STA to watch the 100,
and I hate
yelling at me all weekend for it. The beta readers like thing on Twitter that you guys saw. That was that conversation. I've essentially done to her what she did to you with her books. You're welcome.
I mean, I didn't get into it, but it wasn't a bad show.
No, well, because she was saying, I hope you know that you've consented to being frustrated and just upset the entire time. And I was trying to figure out what it was. And then there came an episode where just like a scene happened and I was like, oh no, they're not going to do this to me. Oh no, they're not going to do this to me.
They did.
And then I Googled it, and I Googled like the whole entire arc, and I was like, yeah. Oh, they're going to do this to me. And then like I messaged her just like freaking out, and she was like, I hope you know I did this for selfish reasons, because I need someone else who's going to be brooding on equal levels. And I was like, I hate you.
Well, because, yeah. I mean, so boyfriend and I watched the 100, and he's into it, but he's not a female, so he doesn't understand. Well, you know, like,
I'm not just going to be sitting there like, why won't they just do the thing?
So yeah, that's been our entire weekend right now, just us discussing.
Because by season 6, the only reason why you're watching is just for like
that. And also, yeah, no, it's only that. But
That's
also, well, the arc is okay, because you're only on season 1. So
yeah.
They keep coming up with, and this isn't a spoiler alert, they keep coming up with more interesting ways to essentially do the apocalypse. Like, they keep escalating to different levels. They're gonna get to a point where they just, Thanos snap everyone out of existence, I'm pretty sure. They've been just stacking the deaths on top of each other.
Well, it was funny, because I actually told my dad, I was like, Dad, Weebo got me to watch the 100, and he was like, really? Because he's just like finished watching all 5 seasons.
Oh, is he not seen any of season 6 yet?
No, but I was telling him about like the thing that we're mad about, and he was like, oh, I guess. Like, he could not care less. And I'm like, okay.
Thank you to Tuscan Trudy for the $10 over on the Streamlabs. Hope you all have fun after the stream. I'm gonna have a blast. I'm going downstairs with my dad and my brother. We're gonna watch the series finale, and then we're gonna cry. I'm gonna have a tequila sunrise, most likely, and I'm gonna fall asleep pleasantly, knowing that this is the end of an era. I'll probably call Balik, and we'll have a long, drawn-out discussion about the end of the series.
Oh, is today the last episode?
Yeah.
Last episode ever.
Thank God. I mean, what?
Hey. I still have to read the whole series.
I'm just a little tired of everybody going, oh my God, you don't watch Game of Thrones? What's wrong with you? And I'm just like, I don't want to watch it.
If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. I get it. For whatever reason, Balak doesn't like, or he doesn't want to watch Lord of the Rings with me and M. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And next year, we're gonna make him sit down for an entire day and watch all of the Lords of the Rings series, the extended versions, and he's gonna appreciate it. I can tell you that right now. Fun fact, characters on the 100 only survive because they have 12 chapters of plot armor. They are too stupid to live as characters. Hey, listen!
Ooh.
Listen! I'm not saying you're wrong, but listen! The thing that's compelling about the 100, right, is in the characters themselves. So killing them off, because it's in the characters themselves and how they handle each situation, because each situation is kind of like unique to their own thing. It's also in the way that they interact with each other and how they perpetually just like, if only they worked together, if only they communicated with each other, everything would go right, but they don't. So everything perpetually goes wrong all of the time, all of the ways, in every way, however it is, and somehow they just can get it together at the end of the series, just for one hot second, to just barely hang on, barely, for the next series, for the next crisis.
I just got to Mount Weather, but you know where we should talk about this is on our new thing that we're doing.
We're gonna do a new thing.
We're doing our new thing, not starting next week.
You said June 1st, right?
June 1st. We're doing Midnight Power Hour, which is going to be a thing where we talk about like TV shows, movies, just anything. Our first episode is going to be about Endgame, and it's going to be about the 100 because
you have things that you need to discuss.
When is this?
June 1st.
Okay, I still have time to see Endgame. Okay.
Yeah, so watch Endgame so that we can do Midnight Power Hour.
And I don't care about 100 being spoiled, but
that's just for 1 hour, 12 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. CST if you are on my time now, because I went back in time. I am officially living in the past, in SDA's past. Which, by the way, I have to write down. Thank you to the Lion Patriot who donated $5 to say, I request a sultry but wholesome post from Eve. Eve, will you comply? Wholesome and sultry. I don't know what sultry means, but wholesome I do know.
Crap. The June 1st is a freaking Friday or Saturday. That's wrong. Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, June 1st is Saturday.
What I mean is May 31st.
May 31st?
And technically,
Friday
it's June 1st because it's on...
Well, it falls on June 1st because it's Saturday at
midnight.
Saturday at midnight.
My calendar was being a dick.
But it's Friday for me because it's 11.
Well, it's Friday for me too. It's just because it's at midnight.
Did you do the pose?
I guess, like...
Okay. That works.
Oh, is this good? I could just do this one.
Oh, that's a face. That's a... Thank you, Lion Patriot. I see in the Discord that you've put my face there, and it is a pleasant one. Ladies, would you please take a gander over there?
Let's see. Click.
Why has this Weebo still my last name, Penny Jones? Why do you still have my last name?
On the upside, it says no boogers. So
yeah, no boogers. I do not have the boogers.
Stay away from the universities. Pure indoctrination. I like mine. And I love my history department.
My university is okay. I like the people at my university.
Well,
and I like the teachers too.
I take it back. I like my history department.
That works.
I love my history department.
That's not how that works, Weebo. What's not how that works? Luke Skywalker, I need to know what's that, not how that works. Dirtbag of the 100 betrays the group repeatedly. They not only let him live, but back in the colony. Oh, are we talking about who I think we're talking about?
Who are we talking about?
Shh, don't spoil it for her, Assassins of the Great. She has to experience every disappointment as if it were just there, because it will be, and I will make sure of that. So don't spoil it.
I've read a lot of spoilers, but it has way more to do with like
the arc, the Bell arc.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
than it does anything. Like, it was all that.
Oh, I'm going to send you a link to a thing because I think you'll appreciate it. And also, you don't ever read my writings because I haven't sent you anything about that except for that one time that you did read that one fanfic.
Well, you sent me something really bad is what you did.
I did send you something really bad. But this one I actually work really hard on and I'm still uploading it. So I need you to like stay on top of me about this so that I continuously upload. Here you go.
Was this to hold me over until they get their fucking shit together?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell anyone, Mo. She says on a live stream too. How many people do we got here? I don't know. I can't keep count.
Tell anyone what?
Don't tell anyone about the thing that I just sent you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's in the side thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay, I got you. Sorry, it's been a long day. I only had 3.5 hours of sleep. What about the new Batwoman movie? Does it look any good? I actually haven't seen the trailer because I have been working several hours straight all weekend and also last week. And also I haven't had time to myself in many moons. So hopefully tonight I will get a chance to just kind of relax. Hopefully. But I will be probably, because someone recommended that I react to the Batwoman trailer. So I will be doing that on the second channel, Weebo Incognito, which you can find linked in the description down below. I've been skimping on that channel for about a month and a half now. Reason being, school got really intense. So I didn't have time to make and enjoy as much media content as I wanted to. Unfortunately for you, unfortunately for me. But now that it's summer, I have a little bit more free time. So I can probably do some stuff. I have a few things lined up, certainly. It'll be interesting. Treat Weebo right. She works hard for the money. I do. I hope I get paid soon.
Hard for the money.
You want to make your money our money. I just put a link to our Streamlabs in the chat.
Oh, that reminds me. Hang on.
It's a puppy in the background.
Where?
In your background.
As long as they're not humping again.
I haven't actually seen the Batwoman trailer yet. I've heard it was all sorts of things. So don't spoil it for me.
Are they making a Batwoman movie?
It's not. I don't think it's a movie. I think it might be a series.
Oh wait, are we seeing After in theaters?
It's already out. I'm pretty sure you can watch it illegally. I mean, through certain linkages online. And that I can certainly provide for you if you would like them.
No, I wouldn't. I don't want that at all. I will go see it. I'll go buy a ticket tomorrow.
Okay. I don't even know if it's still in the theater. Officer Gex, thank you for the $10. I made it live. Oh, speaking of things and stuff and things. Not that we're doing that segment right now, but at some point, SDA and I will be switching up the schedule for the streamage. We still have to figure out that, by the way. We have several things. We're going to have a meeting later this week.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out the logistics. Because now that we both have a little bit more time, we can do a bit more stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a schedule change because things are different next semester. So we're still going to be doing the now 3 shows every week with the 2 main ones and then the midnight show. But the Sunday show will probably stay the same. It'll just be the week show. We'll have to get moved a little bit. So.
Thank you to KSE who donated $10 to say, they work hard for the money. I don't know if I sang that right. But yes, I do.
We do.
You didn't. I want my $10 back. You did not sing that right.
I don't know how to sing. How do I sing it? I'll sing it right if you sing it for me first.
She works hard for the money.
She works hard for the money.
There you go.
What's
that? Join in. I knew it was coming. No, fuck that.
No online piracy, but we won't stop you though. Well, we can't. We're not the FB. The FIBA.
The FIBA.
The FIBA. We are not them. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a Weeboism at the moment. Oh no, what did someone just sent me a thing. I'm gonna have to watch it later. I can't watch it now.
Oh no.
Yep, it's a thing. That's Secundus.
What?
Have you guys not seen Friends?
Okay.
Did we get?
You've not seen Friends?
I'm not even touching that. Okay. Come on, SDA. You got
That's
this.
what they said about the Secundus. Because it was a like weird little thingy on Ross's back. It was like a scab, but it was like alive with a personality.
All right. Anyway, stop talking. So, do you guys have any more questions? Please have more questions.
I'll talk about Kunduses all day long.
Stop it. I'll take you off your own stream.
You can't do that.
I know.
No, we can mute you on your own stream. We know this because SDA has done it before.
Wait, seriously?
She did it to Monkey one time.
I can't do it.
What? No. You can totally mute her like this.
Rude!
How did you do that?
How dare you?
Press this little arrow and just hit mute.
Don't do it again.
Oh yeah, you can.
Hey!
I didn't do it that time.
Listen. Not in my house. Not in my house.
Not in your house. We're in our own houses.
Why is SDA wearing red?
Because SDA had that shirt and decided to wear it.
Because it's comfy. I don't know.
It's a Coca-Cola. Doesn't she just look... I can't say that family friendly. Never mind. Doesn't she look cool and refreshing?
She looks red. She looks red. What's my favorite hat? That's a good question. Because I have many hats. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a collection of hats.
No.
The best variety of things. The only hat that I don't have that I really want, that is probably my favorite hat, is a top hat. I really want a top hat. I really want a top hat, but I haven't gotten around to buying one yet. I had to splurge on pants and shorts because tis the season. I had to get new pants.
Nothing for you here makes a good point because SDA looks great in red. Duh.
Exactly.
Favorite temperature? Colder than it freaking is right now. Hashtag I hate spring.
Low key.
I'm done with this whole spring thing.
I am sweating so much.
I'm so sick of it.
Kind of not a fan of summer right now.
It's so hot.
Living
Which is
in
funny.
The South with summer is like... Oh my god, WEEBO.
What?
This time next year, do you know what we'll be doing?
We'll be on the road trip.
Heck yeah. Oh.
I'll have just graduated from college. I'll have 2 majors. I will be, well, hopefully not unemployed, but I'll be moving on to bigger and better things in that respect.
Like a road trip.
We're going on a road trip first, though. I don't have to get a job right away. It's fine.
So
I could have a job lined up, though. Right? That's how that works.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Kaz wants to know favorite movie genre, real quick.
Oof. I'm partial to comedy, but I really like it when they mess with my fifis.
Action.
That works too. Comedy actions.
Yeah.
Expendables.
Those are fun.
You ever watch an Expendables movie and take it seriously? I don't.
Nobody does.
Is it really that time already?
Yep.
It is that time already.
Dear me, dear me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, people in the chat, and variants thereupon. This has been The Professionals, and thank you for joining us. Say bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.